I assume it has good range, the mic. I'm not.
I think it has good range. See, it's picking up. Oh my gosh. Got our tickets to Amity Island. We're back. And better than ever.
Guess who's back?
Back again.
So we're here to talk about Benjamin Netanyahu.
No, actually, just like hard shift. Like we bring the podcast back and it's just super political. We don't talk about movies at all.
Yeah, exactly.
No, AmityCast is back. We figured that Evil Dead Burn was a big enough cinematic event to warrant the return of the podcast.
Not Obsession.
That's true. I'm so mad that we weren't doing this during Obsession. One battle after another. I would have loved to talk about. A lot of stuff that's come out.
What was the last one?
I think Deadpool and Wolverine.
That was a movie, yeah.
That was a movie.
Yeah.
I don't even remember how long that episode was, but
2024.
no, we're back. Hopefully, we can do this regularly.
Yeah, that'd be the idea.
Yeah. We could talk
Been
about
a
it.
packed summer so far.
Yeah, for real. We'll talk about a few things. But I guess before we even get into that, some other stuff like Supergirl came out. That wasn't very good.
No. No.
Wasn't a big fan of that, which is unfortunate because I like the Supergirl character. I think Millie Alcock is well casted as well, but just not. I don't know. It just did not come together. Super dull, super uninteresting movie. I think really not much of that was done well. What else is big right now besides the stuff we're actually talking about today? I mean, obviously, Obsession. That's my favorite movie of the year. I loved Obsession. I was obsessed, you could say.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were made like I think it's still kind of in theaters right now, but
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it like
still
around
showing.
it's I think it broke 450 million.
450?
It's like
Worldwide?
it's like officially the most like highest grossing horror movie this the century.
That's crazy. It's like one of the highest grossing like original movies in general.
And the director came out recently and said like a bunch of directors were complimenting him, like Spielberg, Paul Thomas Anderson, like Sam Raimi, all those guys. We're all talking about it. Also, Backrooms was pretty big,
Backrooms.
which
That
I enjoyed. I know you probably don't like it as much as I did, but
yeah, I thought it was fine. I watched it twice in one day, which
it's something.
didn't really want to do that. But on the second viewing, I didn't find myself very bored, so I thought that was a testament to the movie.
No, the directing was very well, and
Very,
I thought
yeah,
most of the acting
set
was good as
production was
well.
obviously amazing.
Yeah,
I thought the actors did pretty good across the board.
I would imagine a sequel would be better as long as they keep the same
I think so
creative
too.
team.
I think if it could be a little bit more fleshed out. And then some other stuff from 2026. I mean, the drama is one of my favorites. The Invite was really good. That just came out. You haven't seen that one yet. 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, one of my favorites. Um,
Oh.
Toy Story 5 was kind of a big thing.
Yeah, it's almost hit $1 billion.
Yeah,
I don't know if you heard the other day, but Disney's like laying off half of Pixar
Why?
because apparently Hoppers did bad.
Hopper still made like almost 400 million though.
Yeah, and also Toy Story just came out. So yeah, Pixar might be cooked.
Well,
I
Pixar's
should probably just go back to Apple at this point.
I've been rewatching all the Pixar movies, and it's just crazy how hard they fall off. Like after because like in the 2000s they really were putting out like peak after peak, and then they just kind of fall off out of nowhere. And it's just so many sequels, and the original movies aren't good anymore, and it's like because in the 2010s like Inside Out and Coco are like the only good ones.
So what's like the next Pixar movie?
Gatto. That's
With Mark Ruffalo?
Is he in that? Yeah.
I think he's the main character.
Yeah. Which it looks like they're trying a new animation style with that one, so that's
But
kind of
it
interesting.
sounds like
because Pixar's
yeah.
never really done a different animation style. They've always kind of. I mean, like Turning Red was a little different, I guess, and Elio was a little different, but
and Lightyear.
Lightyear.
So bad that they brought Toy Story back for a third ending, which wasn't even an ending, to be honest. But
No, I mean they're pretty much.
they'll definitely do another one, probably.
They pretty much accepted like, oh well, we already opened the gates. Like we're not going to end this.
I mean, I don't think
anymore.
any of them have under a 90%, and all of them have been massive success hits. And
No,
now it's a 90s franchise, so now it's multiple
I think
generations of fans who always have had like a good Toy Story. Because I remember Toy Story 3 was like my Toy Story.
Yeah, for sure. Ours was Toy Story 3, and I remember seeing that in the theater. That was like a big deal. That was like a huge.
Yeah,
deal.
I remember my dad cried when he saw it. Like even
Yeah.
adults were pretty surprised.
I mean,
with the quality.
it peaked as like the fourth highest grossing movie of all time.
Yeah, it wasn't
which
like
is
I think it was like the first animated to get like nominated for an Oscar as well, or like they're the reason they made a Best Animated category was Toy Story 3,
was it?
or maybe I'm thinking of like Iron Giant or something. But
Yeah, I mean, it did. I think it was nominated for Best Picture, and it won a couple. I'm pretty sure,
yeah,
which
no,
is
I
crazy.
always like looking into like the production of all the Toy Stories because
Well,
it's very complicated.
It's a cool
Like
history.
Toy Story 2 almost got deleted. Like Toy Story 3 was almost made by a different studio.
Yeah.
Toy Story 4 was
Y-
almost a completely different movie.
Right, yeah, and apparently it was in development for a really long time, which I didn't realize. And then they had to, all the John
Uh,
Lasseter stuff happened,
I
and
think it started like in 2014 or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is crazy. It was really cool watching through them, like, because I watched all four before going to see five, and it was
Yeah, I did
like,
as well. Yeah.
what's cool about watching through them is like seeing the evolution of animation too, because obviously the first Toy Story was like a landmark movie for how it was animated, but then like you could see with each one the animation quality like getting better, which is wild. I think that's cool. It shows like the evolution, and there's really not a bad Toy Story. 'Cause even Toy Story 5 is the worst one, but even that I still thought was solid. I thought there were elements to it that were pretty enjoyable. I thought overall it was a pretty good, heartfelt movie.
Yeah, I would say the only thing I genuinely like did not really, and I think the creators themselves even discussed this in interviews before they came out, that they didn't really have a way to put Woody in the story. So he just
Yeah,
felt very there.
yeah, he's very much so there. Like he really didn't need to be in the movie at all.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of has to be. It's Woody,
I
but
mean,
it's
they said
like,
the whole first draft of the script, they literally just wrote him not in it because
yeah.
they wanted to see how it would feel.
Which also, like, I feel like would have made sense since the whole point of four was giving Woody his ending, giving him his cast off. You know.
Yeah.
Um.
But I also, when I rewatched Toy Story, I mean, obviously the animation, it always got better each movie. But also, I noticed they always kind of left breadcrumbs for the next movie, which always surprised me. And then there'd always be like a 7, 10 year wait, but they'd always like it's
Yeah.
surprisingly like consistent in like its storytelling. Like each one seems to kind of like end on a note, like bringing up the next, even though if they don't plan for it.
Yeah, that is true. And I think a lot of people that got so like upset about it continuing. I know a lot of people were upset about four existing back when that was a thing, and then now that the same thing with five. But
They
they
both
really
made $1 billion, so
right, yeah. But they really have always kind of done that. I mean, it's like Toy Story. It just works. And I'm fine if they want to keep making them. It's just like with those core characters, you've already experienced everything with them, so it's never gonna be like, oh, it's never gonna hit those same peaks of. I mean, Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 are all nearly perfect animated movies. They're incredible.
hmm.
Um, in my opinion. So it's like you're never gonna hit like those like emotional peaks, but you've experienced everything with those characters. But the actual concept, I mean, they can just keep doing it and it'll work. I mean, fun action, good set pieces, just a good general whimsical world. I mean, it works,
Yeah.
you know.
I do wonder what they would do for a sixth one because I don't really know. But I didn't know what they would do after the third one, and I surely didn't know what they would do after a fourth one.
Right.
So
So
obviously, I think it'd be a Buzz focused story. At least I would hope.
hopefully,
But I
yeah,
also don't really know what you could do with Buzz at this point unless they reincorporated the whole like getting recalled back to like
yeah,
Tokyo storyline.
that idea
But even then, it's just like Buzz
that
is
could be
such an
good.
old toy now.
Well, and it's interesting to think about now the world being established as toys and tech because that's what they did with five,
Yeah,
and it's
and
like
they just kind of accepted tech at
and
the
they
end.
never reset the status quo. Like it's always like
Yeah,
they keep it going. So that would be interesting to see.
yeah, I'm
Um,
sure there'll be another one in 5, 6 years.
yeah, they'll probably announce it in the next few years. I mean, they're making a bunch of sequels. I mean, Coco 2 is happening, which I
Yeah, they
forgot.
even tried to get Brad Bird to do a Ratatouille too, and he just said he didn't have an
Yeah,
idea for it.
he said that he would never do a sequel to
And I feel like they
Ratatouille.
talked about Wally too as well, which honestly, Wally would. I feel like that would make sense with how shit the environment is still. Um, I can only imagine a
I
Wally
mean,
sequel to include some archetype Elon Musk villain,
oh yeah, that
which
that
might be funny,
that
but
actually
it's
that
not
could
a
probably
bad
work.
idea.
But it's like all they do now is sequels, or they do original movies, and so, like Hoppers, I
I didn't even
liked.
see Hoppers, which I heard was good,
I actually really liked Hoppers.
but to be fair,
Really
a lot of
good
their
balanced
original output
comedy.
hasn't been amazing
Well,
lately.
Elemental was like garbage from a couple years ago,
Was
and
it Onward
Onward from 2020. That one also wasn't very good.
with
I
Tom
think.
Holland and Chris Pratt?
Oh my god, yeah. Um, but it's just crazy to think about because when they, for a long time, they were known as like the like premier animated studio. That's like what they were. Um, and just to see where they're at now, it's just weird.
Incredibles 3, they're doing that as
Yeah,
well
Incredibles
without Brad
3.
Bird.
Because when you go back and you watch their best ones, it's like wow, for a long time it was just hit after hit after hit, just like great movies. And
I wonder when they'll do an Up 2.
how would you even do that? I'm sure they could find a way.
How are they doing a Coco too?
That's
Like
what.
another
Yeah,
family member dies. That
I
just sounds sad.
say Coco is just such a good contained story. Like, why are they making a sequel to that? I don't understand how that's gonna work at all. Maybe like a different family. I don't know.
Mm.
Um, but it'd be weird because it's called Coco because of the grandma. Anyway,
Well, since we're on Disney, I guess we can talk about the Avengers thing.
yeah, the Doomsday trailer. Um,
After
that.
what, like 7 years, they're doing another one.
Yep. Uh,
It was going to be a Kang movie, and now it's a Doctor Doom movie.
it's so weird. So like, a lot of the discussion is about how Doom hasn't been built up as well as Thanos, and like obviously Thanos had years of preparation. Like
But even then, it was just
there's so much
cameos,
building
really.
up.
Like Infinity War
Yeah.
was his movie, so I do trust that they could make Doctor
Well,
Doom interesting in one
I think
movie.
it'll be fine, but I do get it. Like from the standpoint of like comic
Yeah, it's not set up
fandom.
at all. Like the Infinity Stones were really set up.
Yeah,
Like the conflict was set
from the
up.
standpoint of comic fandom, Doctor Doom is a huge character, and
And
like it's understandable that like to have that concern, but the whole movie already looks like slop. Like it's basically already slop. It's just so much stuff thrown in together.
I mean, the moments worked for me, and after I saw the trailer, I was more excited than like before when I was just hearing like descriptions of the movie. Because they also took forever to release this, because the movie comes out in 4 months. Because I remember all those teasers they released with Avatar as well.
Yeah,
Um, and it just, I mean, like I'm excited to see the X-Men again. I'm excited to see the Fantastic Four and stuff, but I don't know. It just seems like it's just gonna be like mostly people just meeting each other. The movie, because like none of these characters have met before.
yeah. Like
Um,
I'd be damned if I said I wasn't excited for this movie. Just as someone that generally, I mean, I do have bias towards a lot of the comic book nerdy stuff, and I try to be critical of movies. Like I am passionate about a lot of that stuff, and like obviously, there's so many characters in there that I've been tied to for such a long time. I do not have very much confidence that there's going to be almost anything of quality in it. I mean, we'll see, but I mean, it's supposed to be this big event, and it probably will be, but it's just going to be a huge, just fest of.
have you heard how expensive it is?
What's the budget on it? Is it over 300
Well,
million?
it's 400 million
400
plus
million?
300 million estimated for marketing, so 700 million. So they're saying basically needs to make Avatar money to be break even at all, which it probably will because it's been 7 years.
I mean,
It's a little weird that they
the hype
casted
around is
Robert Downey
real.
Jr., but they're hiding his face and they're hiding his voice, and they're paying him 50 million each for Doomsday and Secret Wars. So he's making 100 million just off being in the two
Wow, I didn't know
movies.
it's 50 million for each one. So he's
Yeah.
making 100
And Chris
million.
Hemsworth is also making 50 million, and I feel like maybe Chris Evans
Chris
as well.
Evans probably would be too,
But,
yeah.
and there's obviously rumors that Hugh Jackman and Tobey Maguire are also going to be in this movie. They just haven't shown them yet. And Ryan Reynolds
Well, I mean,
probably.
I guess that makes sense. The budget's so high. I mean, if you're gonna get all these people in here, but you have to justify them. I mean, especially
Well,
with
I've,
all
I've
of
heard
the
some
X-Men
fucking
legacy
crazy
people.
rumors that we're going to see like Toby's world get destroyed during like an incursion or something, and like the X-Men are going to be like fighting Spider-Man's villains. Like these are apparent leaks that came out. Like this just sounds like literally like a toy chest you're just throwing. The only interesting thing that could be about seeing Raimi's world again would be if they do the whole thing where it's like the reformed villains because they got cured or whatever.
That could be cool, I guess.
Like maybe Red Goblin
And
or
then that'd be
something.
a good tie back to No Way Home, which is one of the better,
And I think it's pretty much confirmed Tom Holland's not going to be in this.
just like not in it, like
And he's not in Doomsday. I guess like him and the Hulk are, Brand New Day.
yeah.
Because I don't think Hulk's in this either.
Well, because Brand New Day is about to come out. It's gonna be interesting.
And that
to
looks
see,
so much better.
Yeah, like Brand New Day, I'm actually excited for. It's gonna be interesting to see that.
I
And
wonder
like
if
how that's
how
gonna
it could
move
even
into.
lead in at all.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird.
It feels so
And this is the only
self-contained.
stuff they've done. Like, because what was the last movie? Was it
Fantastic Four, wasn't it?
was Fantastic Four, which was a year ago now.
Which I like that movie, but it also
It was solid.
you
It was okay.
you would have thought that like they would have set up Doctor Doom in that maybe even a little bit, and he was just in the post-credit scene.
Yeah, just barely, just teased the mask.
And they're already bringing in like Reed Richards' child and stuff, and it just seems very fast.
Well, yeah, it's just so much.
It's very obvious Steve Rogers' children will probably be important somehow.
Yeah,
And, like,
I think what's really like the real dichotomy of it is like the build up going into Infinity War and Endgame, and that obviously had some clunky parts to it, but like that was like a real like moment, and like every movie felt important, even if they weren't important. It at least felt important in the build up.
that was an experience,
Yeah.
Like I didn't love Captain Marvel, but I still watched it opening weekend.
Yeah, like everybody went and saw that because the hype was just too real.
But I think the last MCU movie that like where I was like consistently watching each one because I didn't even see Ant-Man 3. I
Yeah,
saw I think like Thor 4
Spy
was the
Kids
last
3.
one. Yeah, I didn't even see Black Panther 2 because it was just. I mean, I heard it was good, but I just wasn't very interested.
It was okay. Thunderbolts was okay, but like none of these things have felt like important, and like this build up to Doomsday, which is like the next big event of the MCU, which has been a big part of film culture for the last 15, 20 years. Um, it isn't on that same level that it has been. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, and
I,
I'm sure they'll
I
have
don't
like
know.
hype aura moments with the X-Men, but I don't imagine how they'll give them another good send off. Like, what
Yeah,
can you possibly?
I don't know.
And if they die again, that's just kind of like
And that's all. Yeah, that's also all stuff that's been done to death already. So it's
literally,
like literally to death.
like even like Patrick Stewart. I think he's died like 4 times in these movies.
Yeah,
Because like what
roughly.
X-Men 3, Days of Future Past, Logan. It almost makes me wonder. Like some people have also brought this up, why they didn't just bring in like the younger X-Men cast, like Michael Fassbender,
Yeah,
and just have them be older now.
yeah.
So that's like it's just like maybe a bit more
But
exciting to see.
I guess they want to
And bring
guarantee
Oscar
they want to
Isaac back as
guarantee.
Apocalypse because he was so good as Apocalypse. He was terrible.
Oh my god,
Remember X-Men
that was so,
Apocalypse?
oh, unfortunately, yeah, that was so bad.
After Days of Future Past, that was so bad.
It's so unfortunate because that one was so good, and then Apocalypse was terrible.
And then yeah, a lot of these new
And
characters
then Dark
in
Phoenix,
Doomsday,
oh my god.
like I'm so excited to see Shang-Chi again, but it feels so long.
Yeah,
Like
and
that was an
they
actual
showed.
good movie too.
I actually like
Um,
Shang-Chi,
and they
and
just never made a second one.
and then like this is the first appearance he's had, right? Unless he was in one of the shows, like as a bit or something.
I think he was in the What If show, but nobody watched that.
But yeah,
But I
okay.
think yeah, they just because I remember the director was going to do Kang Dynasty,
Yeah,
and then he got moved to Spider-Man. Because I think there was rumors that they were gonna do a Shang-Chi sequel, but it would have been like heavily Kang involved, or like. But at that point, just changed the movie. I don't really know Shang-Chi as a character, like villains he has besides the Mandarin.
right. Yeah,
But that I honestly I remember really liking Shang-Chi.
yeah. It was a solid
I
movie.
haven't watched it since like 2021, but
Especially in that period of the MCU, like it was a
like
solid.
seeing him fight Gambit is just like what am I supposed to feel? Like
Yeah,
imagine showing that to somebody like during Age of Ultron days. Like,
yeah, just Gambit and Channing Tatum, Gambit and
yeah,
Shang-Chi.
and fighting in the X Mansion. And there's rumors that Doctor Doom will like control Sentinels somehow in the X-Men world, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on? And then like they just kind of got rid of Galactus like that. Like, is he not? I feel like him and Doom had an important relationship in the comics, right?
Yeah, I mean Galactus is
I kind of
huge. Is
expected
like hugely
Galactus to
important.
win in the Fantastic Four movie.
Well, yeah, I kind of did too because he's hugely important. Like he's kind of a
He seems just kind of not
super big
involved
deal.
in this next thing at all.
Yeah, I don't know. This whole
And Eternals, where are they at?
yeah, the
'Cause
Eternals.
they introduced Thanos'
Yeah,
brother in that as well.
whatever this era of the MCU is just so bizarre. It's so.
If you ever
weird.
go back and just like watch like maybe like a YouTube video of like all the post credit scenes past like Far From Home, and it's just like the amount of ones they've not picked up on. Like remember like they set up Hercules,
Yeah,
he was gonna like kill Thor or something, and nothing.
but it's okay because the Doomsday trailer dropped and it got like 500 million views in like 20
Well, yeah,
minutes or something
I'm
like
probably
that.
gonna see it opening weekend, obviously, and I do think the Doctor Doom look looks good.
Yeah.
I think the costume looks good. I just wonder why they really needed Robert Downey Jr. if they're gonna hide his face, and also, I mean, his accent. I could tell it was Robert Downey Jr., but I thought like at least he's trying.
Yeah.
And it makes me like wonder like
I mean, I'm sure I'll give it its all.
when they eventually remove the mask, are they just gonna act like they don't recognize him?
I-
Would that be worse? Like it's just like
Yeah.
why are we doing this?
It's like what is actually. It's just so bizarre. It's also Robert Downey Jr., the Oscar winner now.
Well, yeah,
So that's hilarious too to think about.
yeah. They'll probably put that in the poster or something.
Yeah, Oscar winner.
Well,
Robert
Angry
Downey
Birds
Jr.
3 actually comes out the same days.
I just saw the trailer for that.
As Dune and this.
Dude, Doomsday Birds 3?
I mean, I'd be down, but I would need to be drunk throughout the last two.
Yeah, we should end with Angry Birds 3.
I haven't seen the first two.
We should, is that also going to be an Infinity Vision?
Probably not.
Angry
I think
Birds.
the only thing in Infinity Vision will be Secret Wars.
That trailer for Angry Birds 3 was so bad, too. Because it was like,
It's not even about the games.
it's just like a parenting movie. Like, he just, like, has kids, and then he needs to go to watch the kids.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
like, what the heck? But yeah, that's the, it's a weird year for cinema, but there's been some good stuff for sure. Um, This month we had a new Evil Dead, which is always exciting for me because I love the Evil Dead franchise. Evil Dead Burn. So what'd you think of Evil Dead Burn?
I mean, I quite liked it.
I did too.
I know it's kind of not like super divisive, but it is divisive. But
Yeah.
then again, I feel like from what I've understood, every single Evil Dead movie past Army of Darkness has been.
Yeah,
Um,
that is absolutely
there's
true.
even Evil Dead Rise. I haven't seen that one. I've heard good things. Um, Seems like people think it's better than this one.
That seems to be the consensus. I think for me they're very close personally. Um,
Because I recently watched the first three. I think
yeah,
I missed the end of Army of Darkness, but I watched the first two,
yeah.
and
So
I quite liked
yeah,
them.
what were your overall
Yeah.
thoughts on those?
They're kind of weird movies to watch back to back because
Yeah,
it's just kind of the same movie twice. But then
yeah,
again, all these movies are kind of the same. It's just slightly different plots.
right.
A lot of people complain about these new ones that they kind of like spend too much time developing the characters like before everything happens, and like I get that, but I mean in this one I don't know I didn't mind it because I thought they handled the abusive family dynamic interesting, and
Yeah,
all the actors
yeah.
were good in this as well.
Well, I find it interesting because a lot of people are upset that it's so serious, but I'm like,
That's all of them, isn't it? Besides like
yeah,
Army of
well,
Darkness, really.
because Evil Dead 2 it deals with it's still so my personal favorite is the Evil Dead, the original, and that's not a popular opinion, but I only have it barely above to an Army of Darkness, but that one's my personal favorite, and it's not like that one isn't handling serious things. It is
Well, yeah, it's very serious in its subject
right.
matter. Yeah.
It is campy and funny, not as much as the following two. Those two blend the two genres very well, obviously, um, kind of in an accelerating manner.
They're kind of like the
Um,
definition of like horror comedy.
yeah,
I don't know if that's where they started, but
right.
they're-
I think they personify it perfectly. I think they're the perfect examples of that. But the first one, like, it is like it has some serious stuff, and some of my favorite scenes are like the characters sharing genuine moments, and then that tying back in later, and there's kind of humor built into the fact that when they're in a deadite form, they're making fun of you for those genuine things, even though because they're not really
and
them
and
anymore, but they're
that was the
embodying
so
them.
interesting thing about this one is that the people were already terrible to begin with, so they're really just
Yeah,
kind of feeding off their own. The Deadites like they weren't like making these new haunting memories; they were kind of like feeding off their own past trauma.
right. Yes, and I personally was a really big fan of that.
And the dog was cool,
I
even though it
know.
was underused. I
Yeah,
do think
the
bringing in
dog was
animal Deadites is
underused.
an interesting
Yeah,
idea.
the dog deadite was pretty cool. I don't know if it was like a budgetary or time thing of why they didn't use it more, but I did think it was kind of cool to use as a device to kind of be like the guard dog, the way they couldn't leave the house.
Yeah.
It was also cool to be very similar to the original two, to where it's just kind of these people dealing with deadites, but they're stuck in this cabin in the woods type situation. And it did.
I really like the beginning scene too on the boat and the car crash.
I thought it was good. I went into that wondering how it was going to measure up to the opening scene of Rise, which obviously I
I've
haven't
always heard
seen.
that's really good.
Is incredible. It's great. It's like one of the best modern horror openings, honestly, I would say. This one doesn't quite live up to it, but it does set the tone really early. And then there's that nightclub scene, like right after, which that was like really interesting. It was kind of blocked and staged a little weird, and it's kind of like trying to set things up, but it was a little awkward. But then leading right into the car crash and all that, I thought that was really effective. Um,
And a lot of people have heard not because obviously none of these main characters are Bruce Campbell. But
yeah,
I heard a lot of people complain that they didn't like the main girl in this, and that like she had like like no character or anything to really like attach to. But, I mean, I liked her enough. I mean, they
yeah,
definitely could have done more with it. But I think she was honestly pretty good, and I liked all like she didn't read the book, like the whole fake out at the end with the chainsaw.
yeah.
I like the ways that they like
Well, like there's those
include tropes but not
yeah,
do them.
those little things that are like campy enough, I think, because
The grandma on the stairs bit was always
that was
funny.
hilarious. There were like the moments that were funny were genuinely really funny to me. So I didn't get
The
how
grandma worked for me. I know that's a big thing. People didn't like the grandma, but I
and
thought
like
she was
for
funny
some
enough.
people I know that was the case, but like I thought it did a pretty good job balancing it. Obviously the main selling point is the gore and how brutal it is, and really it's turned up to 11 from the beginning. Um, and
Would you say this is the gore or something?
I feel like the remake probably still is more.
Yeah.
I don't know. The remake is in regards to the whole franchise too. Like the remake is still the only one that I don't like. I know now the discussion is everybody's like, "Oh, this is the only franchise where there's no bad movies." It's like, well, Evil Dead 2013 I think is a bad movie. I kind of hate that movie. I like all the other ones though.
From what I tell with that filmmaker, you either kind of like him or don't. Like, if you don't
Yeah,
really like Fede Alvarez,
I'm
like,
not big on Fede
I don't know if you like
Alvarez's
Alien
stuff.
Romulus much. I mean, I
Alien
think that was probably his
Romulus,
best made movie.
yeah, I that's probably my favorite of his. I was still lower on it than most people were when that came out, and that's as an Alien fan too. I just wasn't huge on Romulus. I don't like Don't Breathe for really.
Yeah, so I feel
Um,
like if you like, it seems like if you like his work, you kind of like all of his movies. I don't know.
yeah, I guess I don't really connect with what he does. I don't like the remake because it feels like a rehashing and generic redoing
Well,
of
Evil
all
Dead
the
2 is also a
movies.
rehash of Evil Dead
Well,
1.
like what Evil Dead feels like is a generic rehashing of all the movies that the original Evil Dead inspired, instead of really bringing its own voice to anything. And it's like, how like brutal and grim can we be at all? There's like nothing funny about it. There's nothing enjoyable really about it at all to me. It's just how much blood can we fit into it? We're in the woods. It's just mean spirited. I just do not like that movie.
I've
Um,
heard they the only really like story beat they bring is they talk about drug addiction a lot in that
yeah,
one, and that's like what the main character's like main struggle is.
right. And it's just I just don't like how it's handled. I just do not like that movie. Um, But then we get to Evil Dead Rise, and I liked a lot about how that one was framed. I thought it did a lot of things really well. I just rewatched it before we went and saw Burn, and I just think like it could have balanced the humor a little bit better. But other than that, it's exactly what an Evil Dead movie should be. It is nasty. It's brutal. It has enjoyable characters. It has a really good performance from the mother character who becomes a Deadite. Um,
And yeah, I know a big thing that some longtime fans kind of complained about with this one. I don't know how you feel since you're more of a longtime fan. But they didn't really seem to like a lot of the lore that they expanded on, like the original guy from the first movie and like what was like the group he was part of, the Wise Men.
oh
Or
yeah.
they didn't really like how they changed the dagger, or like just like some of the lore bits they didn't really like in this one.
Yeah,
Which
which
I mean I gelled with it honestly. I
right.
mean I think it also kind of depends where they continue it
I,
with
I I
Wrath.
I liked it. I thought it was fine. I think it's a little bit weird to have that like little MacGuffin in the movie because it's like, oh, like now she has to
It's
go
interesting
find the
that to see that
knife.
Deadites are like the ones actively starting the plot in this one. Like they are trying to find something. It's not like
Yes.
people reading the book and they show up.
Yeah.
So at least it was a
Absolutely.
little bit of like a different feel because they don't even like technically read the book in this.
No. Yeah. Yeah. It
Um,
was just
which I like that too. I like
I also like that. And what I've always liked about the Deadites, and I think what's always drawn me to the franchise in general, is the idea that it's because it's someone that you love or know, and then now they're dead and they're in this different format, and it's like a demon taking them over, so they're kind of a zombie, but they still have the memories of the living person. So like you take this example, and these are all pretty shitty people, and like you put them in this scenario, and it's like, okay, this is kind of what I want to see. If it's gonna be brutal and gnarly, and if there's gonna be mean spirited stuff to it, at least have it like before something, and I did kind of enjoy that, especially with it did have really good effects throughout. It had really effective like genuinely like toe curling, like some of that stuff was
yeah, I
so
heard the budget was
gross.
only like 20 million or
Yeah, I
something.
think it was around 20 million.
Which I know it's made like 60-ish million
Yeah,
at
which
the
is
box office.
right.
I
Yeah,
mean, so it's enough to warrant the next one that they're already
so that's good.
filming.
I'm glad that it's been at least somewhat of a been making stuff back
I don't know how
because
much Rise did. I feel like Rise was kind of big, but it was also I don't know why they had
Rise
such a
wasn't
long
big though. I
break in
think
between the remake. Did the remake not do well?
I don't think
'Cause I feel like
so.
they were gonna. I
I
feel like
think
they talked about doing a sequel to
the
the remake.
remake is like revisionist history. I think now people are starting to like it, but
Yeah, I don't think it did well at the time, but it
I
was
don't
it
think it
was
was
it
super
was considered one of the
successful.
better remakes because at the time you had Nightmare on Elm Street, and, like Friday the
That was
13th,
the era of like of
the Michael
terrible
Bay
horror
horror
remakes.
remakes.
Yeah, like that was a rough era for
So anything
horror.
that was like slightly like creative or artistic was just
Yeah,
praised.
and like yeah, compared to like the Nightmare remake and the Friday remake, like yeah, it's great.
Or Halloween.
Or
Yeah.
Halloween, yeah, like it's great. But um, Texas Chainsaw 3D also came out around then. That was oh
That's
god,
the
that
only
was
other
awful.
remake I heard people like the 2004 Texas Chainsaw.
Because the four one's good.
Yeah,
Texas Chainsaw 3D
yeah.
is terrible. Um,
Which Obsession's doing the next one of those.
yeah,
Yeah,
the bartender will probably be in it.
that would be good.
He'll probably be the star. I'm big on Curry Barker. Whatever Curry Barker is doing next, I will be there, and I will be there opening night. So I'll
Well, he
probably be
picked
there
it too
support
because
nights.
I think like a studio told him like you can pick what you want to make, and he was the one that said like they didn't offer him Texas Chainsaw. He asked to make
Yeah.
one.
Very exciting for me. The original Texas Chainsaw is one of my all-time favorite
Now, I don't know
movies.
why you would really want to make one in that franchise at this point.
Yeah, seriously,
I
like
don't even think
the
you would
lore
want
is deep in that. Oh my
to.
god.
Like, what would you even do to be new?
Yeah, there's so much there, and it's ridiculous.
And yeah,
Just find a way, I guess, to bring a new visual flair to the original. I don't know.
at that point,
It's really interesting. But Evil Dead Burn, I thought it wasn't consistently shot very well, but there were moments like
there were
peaks.
some very
There were
good
some
shots in this.
peaks that were really good. Some really good tracking
Now,
shots.
some of the CGI was iffy, especially towards the end.
Yeah, the practical effects I think were good throughout.
Just
But
wish they had
then
more.
yeah, but then spoilers, but like the ending like with the dead husband and he comes back as like he's like the burning man. That did not look great, and that since it really seemed to be kind of building to that the whole movie, that was a little disappointing to have that not look so good. Also at that point, it was losing me a little bit because I think this is the longest one, and I do think
It's almost 2 hours.
it overstays its welcome a little bit. Because these Evil Dead movies should really just be like a tight hour and a half.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody ate during this in a movie theater.
Yeah, no.
I didn't.
Yeah, no. I got my popcorn down, and that was almost too much because I was like that.
Yeah, like even just like it's such a mean movie, like the dog killing, like you kill a dog with a fork. The part where he takes the dishwasher door and his girlfriend,
Oh my god. Yeah.
and then when he has to like make out with her like bloodied head.
Oh, dude, that was so disgusting.
Even just like the
That was
part
so
where the
gross.
deadite like takes like how they infect the grandma, which was kind of clever. They like take her dentures and put it in a deadite's
Oh
mouth,
yeah, the dentures.
and then put it
I
back.
forgot about the dentures.
Oh, yeah, that's
dude.
what I mean. There's so many good little like.
Because I kept thinking
I
about.
don't know how they thought of some of the
I
stuff
kept thinking
in
about the
this.
pen in the ear, and
That one
was
was good,
like,
too.
and I liked the sound design they did with that, with her and trying to do that. But I was like trying. I was getting almost squeamish at that part because that was so gross. Oh my god, that
And
was.
yeah, and the shot in the bathroom where like it's like you're kind of transitioning.
The
from,
bathroom
like, the
tracking
ceiling and
shot was
stuff.
so good, and there were a few moments like that with really good like overhead shots and really good like tracking to show carnage and as it's moving around her.
Yeah, like,
That was really
I
well
remember
directed.
even like the car crash was kind of well directed.
That was well done too. And it wasn't like consistent. Like I think like the dinner scene and like the club scene, like scenes where people were like in a group talking and nothing crazy was happening. I didn't think they were shot very well.
Yeah, there's a lot of close-ups.
Yeah, like
kind of shaky.
a lot of
bit.
close-ups, a lot of like weird like visual like stuff that
The
didn't make a
funeral
lot of
was
sense.
hilarious,
That was really funny. That was so
and
good.
even like the cremator guy. I remember some people complained about him, but I thought he was kind of funny. And the short scene he was in,
I thought it was funny.
the knocking on the casket always freaks me out in movies.
Yeah, that's a classic trope.
Autopsy of Jane Doe
was like,
terrified me
oh
when
my
I first
God.
saw it.
That's fair. Yeah, that's
That was a
valid.
good one.
Yeah, all in all, like
I do wonder what the next one will be because I've heard it's set before the first one even. So I wonder if it's going to be about
it's
the
apparently
grandpa.
a prequel.
It's going to be about.
I'm excited for it. It's being done by Francis Galuppi's directing, and he did Last Stop in Yuma County, which I like.
Yeah, the guy who made this one was a French guy, which you can tell.
Yeah, I went and watched his only other like feature movie, and it's called like Infested or something. It's called like Vermin.
I heard Raimi specifically got him because he liked Infested.
Yeah, and like I could tell like watching that, like it is a gnarly.
I do really like
gross, but it's
yeah.
pretty well directed like horror movie. So I get why he was picked for this, and
I do like how they're just kind of like picking filmmakers each time.
yeah, I think Raimi has to approve it every time too. He's been like finding directors that he actually like to actually approve to make sure that.
Yeah, I don't know
It
how
actually makes
involved he
sense.
is with writing it anymore or anything.
Yeah, I know that he's still just. I know, as far as I know, they still bring him in at least for a little bit of a producer credit for everything. So that's kind of cool.
I think I know he directed the pilot of the show.
Yeah, I think he did the first couple episodes.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm sure he was pretty heavily involved in that.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
Yeah, I've watched all of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Was it good?
Oh yeah, it's great. I mean, it's like it's clearly for TV, so it's not like quite in the same vein, but like it's good. It's that same like campy.
It got canceled too, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It only ran for like 3 seasons.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be a 4 or 5 season show.
But I mean, it's Bruce Campbell, and anything with Bruce Campbell, I love Bruce Campbell. Anything with him is just great. And
yeah, you definitely miss him in these new movies. It almost makes me wonder if maybe they're gonna eventually try to maybe like do one last.
well, that's what with Ash.
Maybe he comes into it at some point.
That'd be cool. I wonder if like he'll even play into Wrath at all if it is a prequel, or like maybe like lead into it. Like I don't know. I'm really curious to see what it is, but I'm here for it. Whatever Evil Dead movie it is, I love this franchise. Outside of the remake, I've liked all of them.
And then they do have post-credit scenes in this, which I hear is a first.
Yeah, that hasn't been a thing before.
And I wonder if what they're trying to build to exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's interesting because the next one is a prequel, but they teased the character from Rise. in the last
Well, I
post-credit
heard also
scene.
Wrath kind of picks up, or not Wrath, but Burn kind of picked up right where Rise kind of left off
Yeah,
too.
yeah. The burn pit, like it's that same like lake, which is right at the end of Rise. So I don't know if they're gonna plan on keeping that going, and as successful as this was, they probably will. But it's interesting to see. I mean, I'm here for it, whatever it is. In regards to comparing it to Rise, I would say that I think Rise starts off better, like has a better opening. And I think the climax is slightly better. But like everything in the middle, I prefer Evil Dead Burn very like slightly. I think overall, like it captures the tone I want to see a little bit better in this new one. But I think they're both very solid. I gave Rise a 7, and I think I slightly prefer Evil Dead Burn. That I would also probably give it like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I gave it a 7 as well. I think the next one should be set in a prison or a rock concert.
That's what you brought up. Someone saying that concert idea.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
I think
like
that's
somebody
super cool.
incorporates the Necronomicon into their like rock concert.
Yeah, I think
takes
that
over a whole concert.
I would absolutely love that. I am all here for that. I think that'd be amazing. But yeah, I'm excited for whatever else they do. I love the Evil Dead franchise. I have a soft spot for that original trilogy. I always will. They're three of like my favorite movies. I love those movies. I love what Sam Raimi does. Have you ever seen Drag Me to Hell?
Bits and pieces. I heard it's basically an Evil Dead movie.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically on that. And I love it.
I think you might have even said it's in the same universe, really.
Yeah, I love Drag Me to Hell. That is a. I'd love that.
I do remember, didn't they like kind of include Evil Dead references in like Jason Goes to Hell?
Yeah.
But like they never like asked permission.
Yeah.
Like they try to imply Jason's a Deadite or something.
It is, yeah, it is like technically
ninth movie.
no, but like it is there. I hate Jason Goes to Hell. That's probably my least favorite of a franchise.
They also
I
have Freddy
like a
show
lot
up
of
in that
movies.
at the end. Such a bad movie.
That is an actual disaster, like a real disaster. But yeah, there's that, and then nothing else big has really come out, right?
I mean, there was the Odyssey.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how much it made opening weekend.
Let me actually check Box Office Mojo right now. But this is like it's like a cultural event, and it's really interesting leading up to it because it's been a thing for a while. It was obviously announced a while ago. But then even like in the months leading up, everyone was mad about casting decisions and a bunch of stupid political stuff about that. And then it was like a week leading up, and everyone was like, "Oh, I'm so excited!" And like, and then now everybody's calling it the greatest movie ever. So, yeah.
So I don't know if I go that far. I mean, I really liked it. It was definitely a little long, but I think that also might have been just the time of day we saw it.
Yeah, as of today, it's made 163 domestic, 300 million worldwide.
Yeah, that's crazy for like 1 week. About a story from like Greeks, right?
Yep.
Greek story.
Yeah, it's a.
I've never read the Odyssey personally. Have you?
I've never read it. I mean, I know of it.
Everybody knows like at least bits and pieces of the story.
I've seen Ulysses, the like 1954 adaptation. I've seen miniseries.
I know the Asylum has their own version, so maybe that's worth watching someday.
It's really interesting. I know the story well. I don't have like a personal connection to it. But obviously I know about it. I found it's made me so mad because everybody kept reposting the thing about Elliot Page being Achilles for some reason. Everyone was so mad, and they were like comparing it to Brad Pitt and Troy, and they kept showing it over and over. And I was like, "This is the Odyssey. Achilles dies in the Trojan War, which is in the Iliad. Achilles is dead by the time the Odyssey comes around. He's not even in the Odyssey. So like, why did that keep circling? That was making me so mad, like so mad."
Oh, yeah, that stuff was just because they'd also complain about Lupita Nyong'o just because there's a black person there.
Yeah.
And it's just like she was literally in it, I think, for maybe 3 minutes.
Maybe, which is crazy because a lot of characters get very little screen time, which is something I'll get into later. But
yeah, I mean, I think Matt Damon was great in this. I think Anne Hathaway was great in this. I think she's pretty much good in any Nolan movie she's been in.
Yeah, that's true.
I know she said she thought she was worried that she got banned from Chris Nolan movies because she hadn't been in one since Interstellar, so she thought like she did something to offend him. But then I think she'll probably get an Oscar, or at least nom for this movie.
I think she'll probably be a nom.
I think Matt Damon will as well. Now Tom Holland.
I think this movie is like almost a lock to be nominated for like 10 Oscars. It's a lot.
That's also just kind of Nolan at this point.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
There was something that came out recently that they said that this is the first Nolan movie since this is like the first Nolan movie to not have anyone from The Dark Knight in it.
Really?
Like ever since The Dark Knight, he's always like kept at least like a couple cast members from that movie, and this is the first one. There's like none.
Wow, yeah. I found it funny that Cillian Murphy didn't make an appearance anywhere.
Yeah, I guess he's maybe making another 28 years.
I thought he'd at least like have a cameo somewhere.
He's doing A Quiet Place 3.
Thank God.
Did you hear they're filming that?
Yeah.
Like they're almost done with it.
There's a franchise that I wish they would have stopped.
I remember day one was
I wish it wasn't a franchise.
mid.
So dumb. Part 2 and day. No, no.
The kids are gonna be so old now.
Why is like not?
Oh, and by the way,
not everything has to be a
This is completely
franchise.
off topic. Did you hear who died yesterday?
Who?
The little girl from Godzilla X.
Oh yeah,
that was
that's
so
right.
sad.
Yeah, she's like what, like 19 or something?
She was 18.
Dude, that is.
And it was a car accident.
Yeah, that is so tragic. I couldn't believe that. Because I saw that
Sam Neill died, obviously. That was also very tragic.
Sam Neill recently passed. That's very, very sad.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was I couldn't believe that. I was like, wow, she's only 18. That's tragic.
She was literally only in 2 movies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she's not even in Supernova. I mean, they'll probably still memorialize her in that movie, but it's weird now they have to memorialize 2 people for that movie. So if it's bad, there's kind of a lot riding on Supernova now.
That's true, and
because it's one of Sam Neill's last movies.
Yeah, and I didn't really have high hopes for it, but like, hopefully, as long as it's just fun kaiju nonsense, that's really all I would really hope for.
But yeah, back to the Odyssey.
So
I think Tom Holland was kind of in this. I mean, I don't think he was bad.
Honestly, so most of the performances I think pretty much everybody is solid. I think John Leguizamo stands out. I think he did a really good job.
Yeah, he did very good.
I think Robert Pattinson up until the last act was my favorite on screen. I think he becomes whatever character he's doing, and he's just out acting most people that he's usually on screen with. I didn't like him during the climax, but we'll get to that later. And then there's Tom Holland, who I was really hoping this would be like his step into like real, like serious acting. I think he's a good Spider-Man, and I will never knock him for his role as Spider-Man. But it was just too weak of a performance to me. And it's not necessarily that he's not doing good, but everybody is out acting him in every scene that he's in.
That's what I mean. Like the character's supposed to be like portrayed as kind of weak and like young and stuff, but he just doesn't seem to really be giving it his all.
It feels more like it's trying to be stoic, but like I don't know. There's no emotion conveyed at all. There's a lot of moments where I'm like, I just wish there was just something more. Like I wish I was feeling anything from Tom's portrayal, and I don't feel anything from this portrayal of Telemachus. It's just
and Zendaya and Charlize Theron's roles were both pretty slim, but I don't think they were very good in this.
Charlize Theron, I didn't enjoy her at all. I thought that was very weird. Also, that whole portion, because Calypso is really important in the story, and she just
kind of felt like,
it just felt very, I don't know, this just felt very weird to me. And then Zendaya also, I don't know, a lot of her deliveries were kind of flat. I mean, I thought she was fine. She plays kind of an important role.
I thought the end point of her character was fine, but I felt like her performance wasn't really hitting. But I feel like it might have also been maybe Chris Nolan just told her to act like that.
Yeah, that could also be the case. It's also like all of her scenes are directly bouncing off Matt Damon, who he's really carrying a lot of weight in everything he's doing.
He's very good at this.
And he's doing a really good job.
He took you tell he got a leading role in a Nolan movie and he had to lock in.
Yeah.
Because he was in Oppenheimer. That was like his last Nolan movie.
Yeah.
And he was good in that too.
Yeah.
I feel like he got nominated for that.
Did he get? Because Downey won.
Maybe not. And then he went back to Marvel.
Right. Well, I find it funny because he was in Interstellar in a really small part.
Yeah, he wasn't that. Yeah.
Yeah, like barely.
He was good in that too.
He was good.
Interstellar's a great movie.
But
I've always loved that.
He had wanted to be a lead in one of Chris Nolan's movies for a long time. He and Ben Affleck were talking about that. So
I remember he came out and he said he told Ben Affleck before his wife that he got casted as like the lead in a Nolan movie.
But I think he does a good job. It's really interesting. So before I get into like anything I didn't like about it,
from Cyclops scene was great.
From a technical standpoint, it's exactly what I want from a film adaptation of the Odyssey. Like obviously, visuals, like a lot of the shots in this movie are like a painting. Like they look incredible. The sound is very well done, immaculate sound design.
Did you see the practical like effects they had with the Cyclops? Like they actually built him.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Which CGI
I figured because I was watching it and I was like, oh yeah, because Chris doesn't do CGI. But
like he used a real nuke. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. But the Cyclops looked amazing, and like so many things they did like visually just were like just absolutely stunning, and just. It's a landmark in filmmaking in some ways. Like obviously, it's the first movie fully filmed at IMAX.
Yeah. And I even heard like you remember like the whirlpool scene. Like they even kind of did that practically. Like they took jet skis out and like they just added like the vortex, but like they actually made the whole
Yeah.
It's just like crazy amounts of effort to
Right.
keep
Yeah.
it all practical.
Yeah. Which is just crazy. And I think in a lot of ways it was a visual marvel. The soundscape was great from a technical perspective.
It's
Everything
such a great
was
IMAX
so well
experience.
done.
I wish we could have saw it in 70 millimeter,
I
but I
know.
don't know where the closest one is.
I think
I feel like the one downtown was one.
I think at the Science Center.
Yeah, I think it was one,
I think it.
and then it got destroyed.
Yeah, I
Because
think
I remember
that's
I
true.
remember they had the Dark Knight Rises there, and they had like the big film prints out for it,
Yeah, I think that is true.
and it got destroyed because it was on the first floor and it got flooded.
Is there one in Chicago? Is that the closest one to us?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to see another Chris Nolan movie there. I am curious what he'll do next because people have commented on the Tenet, Oppenheimer, and Odyssey kind of a succession to them. And there's actually a scene in Tenet where a character's like talking to Denzel Washington's son, and she literally says in the same sentence like he's like the Oppenheimer of this generation, and like she says the Odyssey in the same sentence. Like he brings up both of those
That's hilarious.
in Tenet.
I haven't rewatched Tenet for a while because it's too.
I saw Tenet.
too
It
much
was
for
it
me.
was that was such a bad movie to be. It wasn't a bad movie, but it was such a bad movie to come out like right when the pandemic was like
Yeah.
reopening movie theaters because it was
Yeah.
way too confusing.
Yes.
It was not something that was going to bring audiences in during a pandemic. I saw it in theaters, but I did not understand it because it
Yeah.
was like 6 years ago.
It was almost too much. I think it's good, but it's almost like
You have to like
it was
watch.
too Nolan. He went too far out there. And this is someone like so Nolan, like I look back at his filmography. I love Memento. I absolutely love that movie, and I think the way that is like crafted.
I
and
heard on the
handled is
Blu-ray there's
so
a
well
you can
done.
watch a version of it where it's in
Forward?
chronological order.
Really? I would be curious to watch that.
That's kinda weird.
I wonder how well it would work because I love the whole gimmick of the movie is you experience every scene like going backwards because you're like the main character. You wouldn't know the context of each scene that you're in. But
Has Guy Pearce ever been in another Nolan movie?
I don't
It's
think
kind of
so.
weird. Man.
Yeah, I don't think so. Especially for a guy known for having reoccurring actors, it is funny to think that Guy Pearce. I don't think he has. No.
He was in Prometheus.
Yeah, he was in The Brutalist. He was good in that.
God, that trailer for that Ridley Scott movie coming out before this was terrible.
Oh my God, yeah.
With Jacob Elordi.
Yeah, that looks.
Why is he not retired? Because I know he said he was going to do a Gladiator 3. I was like, no.
I always think back to when I had seen Alien and Blade Runner, and I'm like, man, I love Ridley Scott. He's great. And then you look at the full body of his career, and it's like, you know what? Maybe
Well, Alien wasn't even really his script. He was hired to direct the script.
No.
I mean, he added a lot to it, obviously.
Of course, but like, yeah,
It was
that
not
is
his
true.
base idea at all.
That is true. So as far as like Nolan goes though, because he's known for the nonlinear storytelling and he's known for these things. I was watching the Odyssey, and for a lot of it, I was feeling like this is like a spiritual successor to Oppenheimer, how it's very similar. And then obviously toward the end, it really feels like that too. I gotta say, the first first 2 hours really, but really the first hour, it was really dragging for me. I found a lot of the narrative to be, it was overstuffed but underdeveloped because there's just so many characters, and I feel like a lot of them barely get any screen time, they barely get any dialogue, and there's so much that just I feel like isn't explained in like proper ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he needs to realize he doesn't have to make every movie 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think Oppenheimer worked for how long it was.
Oppenheimer,
Even
I think
even
was
like the
perfect.
first act of Oppenheimer, it was just a lot of jumping around.
Yeah, a lot of the praise I've seen for a lot of people is that how this is a 3 hour movie, but it feels like two. This felt like a 3 hour movie to me. I felt all 3 hours. I definitely felt that length. When I watched Oppenheimer, that felt like an hour and a half. That breezes past for me. It is crazy. Every time,
I really liked
every time
Oppenheimer.
I rewatched it, I was quick to rewatch it. I adored Oppenheimer. I absolutely did. Um, the the parallels there are very real. And though I do love a lot of the technical aspects of the Odyssey, like I was talking about, when I was actually watching it, I was like, I just don't feel much emotional connection to a lot of what's going on. Like the spectacle is great. I'm happy I'm seeing this in IMAX. And I think that there's so much that's really cool about it. But I mean, even Odysseus as a character, like he's fundamentally different because they really play into, and then I guess like general spoilers for kind of how they treat the character in this. You can't really, I mean, because it is a bit of a change because they treat him as this guy that is like he has this trauma from war and that kind of changed him.
Which I heard is not how he is in the book.
Well, the whole book is more about his pride and his hubris because he's all about trying to get back, but he keeps on insisting on himself, and that's what leads further down the rabbit hole. The whole thing with the Cyclops is way more important in the story because of how he treats that, and then it's shown very clearly that the Cyclops prays to Poseidon to curse them instead of because like in the story it's like he says something like, oh, and then just a reminder, the one who beat you is Odysseus or whatever. In this he just shoots an arrow at it, which was kind of ridiculous. Like they're leaving and he just shoots an arrow back at it, and then that causes a lot of problems for them. And they're like, why'd you do that? He's like, oh, because we lost those men. Then you lose more men. Then it's like, and then the movie just turns into every island they get to, they show up and then they
Yeah, that's what I was
run
gonna
away.
say. I know that's kind of what the plot is, but you definitely kind of feel like it's a lot of like, let's go here, oh, let's leave.
Yeah.
Not to say that each place wasn't distinct and different.
The Cersei sequence with the pigs was really well done. It makes me really want to see Christopher Nolan do a horror movie.
And he did say in an interview he wants to. He said he just hasn't found the idea yet.
Right, and I really
And then
hope...
he outright said, he's like, I wish I could do something like Obsession.
I really hope he does, because that was very well directed. Like, the body horror, like, the angles, that was really well done. I wish they would have leaned in more with I can't remember the name of it, but the island with, like, the big people, because...
That was good, too.
That was cool. Like, in the story...
all over the posters.
In the story, they're, like, cannibals.
Yeah, they don't... I think he said he didn't really want to do that.
Yeah, so, like...
Since he just did the Cyclops.
Yeah, right, because it's the Cyclops, and...
Maybe in a book it would feel better than if it did if you're watching it, because it just feel like the same thing, kind of. Another giant guy eating people.
Right, yeah.
But how they used them I thought they used them good in that movie, in that sequence. Makes me almost wish it was a bit longer, honestly.
Yeah. I find interesting things about how they show
the whole, like, graveyard sequence is pretty good too.
That was good. I enjoyed
visually.
that. Especially with Hades, I thought that was really well done. I thought Elliot Page giving that monologue was really well done.
Yeah, he had a good performance.
I think he did. I think he had a really good performance.
John Bernthal was just kind of playing the Punisher.
John Bernthal, he feels like the same in everything. Like he's
a good actor.
He's like this big intimidating.
He's really good
presence.
as Punisher. I mean, I
think he kills it as.
I've been
Punisher,
watching the show. I don't know if you've watched it, but
I think he's outdoing Tom Holland.
I'm excited to see him. I'm excited to see him again together in Spider-Man next week, because Zendaya, Tom Holland, and John Bernthal are in that.
Yeah. I mean,
they love doing press at the same time for these movies.
Yeah, go from set to set. Why not?
And they might as well make money. I know the people because remember Christopher Nolan lost Warner Brothers because of the whole like streaming stuff during COVID.
Yeah.
Because he went to Universal, and like I wonder how much Warner Brothers is like kicking themselves because of how much money Oppenheimer and this are making, and how much Oscar
made nearly $1 billion. The Odyssey, I wouldn't be surprised.
Universal's gonna give him whatever he wants to keep him there forever.
Yeah, especially since, and then like this is gonna be another huge success. I mean, everybody's loving it. Obviously, I'm a little more mixed on it, but everybody's loving it. It's gonna win a few Oscars. I think it's a lock to be nominated for at least 10.
I remember the music was good. I mean, Travis Scott was in it.
Music was good. Ludwig Göransson has been doing the score for like all of Nolan's movies recently, which is fine by me because he's an incredible composer.
Yeah, and surprisingly, I don't think Travis Scott was bad in this.
He was fine. Yeah, I mean,
it was weird to start off with him.
It was more of a bit part.
It was very weird to start off,
but it wasn't distracting. That's for sure.
Right after the Universal logo, to just see Travis
first
Scott.
person you see on screen is Travis Scott.
That was a little. I remember the person in front of me even said like Travis Scott.
Yeah, which it's more of a bit part, but it wasn't distracting. It is crazy to think like this big like landmark movie, like this is a big cultural movie, and the Travis Scott song plays in the credits.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Like
I wasn't a big fan of that.
Like why he had a big like storyline in like wrestling last year too, which is a bit of a tangent, but like just because like why is Travis Scott like just get these things where he's just so involved?
He recently today he has a deal with Paramount today.
For what?
To develop projects with them.
What
like movie TV stuff.
He's a rapper, right? Like what?
I don't know what role apparently he's working with Paramount now.
Jeez, okay. Oh my gosh, but yeah, the overall experience, because I'm watching it and like scene to scene, I'm like there are some good peaks here, and obviously I'm really enjoying it from a technical perspective, but yeah, it really did drag for a while, and I was just sitting there like it made for a really jarring experience because for a lot of it the story left me underwhelmed, and then all of a sudden I was super overwhelmed.
Well, even when you cut back to like Tom Holland and Anne Hathaway's story, which I just forgot their character's name off the top of my head, but even them, it's just kind of like continuously like they're just constantly interacting with these people that invaded their home, and that's kind of it.
Yeah,
and they're just constantly talking about how they wish Odysseus would come back.
It's just and like that's the crux of the story, but it's delivered in such a
And it's like, look
it's
at this
just kind
dying
of it's just
dog.
kind of awkward
It's like, look at this dog.
then
Throw the dog
then
out.
there's a dog, yeah, and the
I mean,
dog
the
is
dog
like
finally
dying.
died. That was kind of a
So
big
like,
moment.
and then it's weird to see the change of where they had, because in the story Odysseus never forgets. He's on the island and he never. I think because he will. It's like something like either he willingly eats the lotus flower, Calypso doesn't give it to him, something like that. But all of his men forget, and he doesn't want them to. But then he loses all of them, and then in this it does a weird thing where he does forget, and he doesn't want to go home because of the trauma that he feels. Um, I don't know. Those story beats didn't really move me much, but I did like his monologue when he's back at Ithaca in disguise, and he's talking to Penelope, he's talking to Anne Hathaway. The monologue, the way Matt Damon delivers that, I think was very effective. And then tying into like finally showing the full scope of the Trojan War, and then they tie that back in with Athena. They bring in the Zendaya for that beheading, and that was a really big emotional crux. I know a lot of people said they were very affected by it. I wasn't. I was watching it. I was like, this is interesting. I don't really love it, but it's interesting. It didn't really capture me emotionally. And I feel like if I was more invested in like the big crux of the first 2/3 of the movie, I would have been more so.
Yeah.
Um, but I just feel like a lot of that kind of fell flat. Um, but that was good overall. I mean, then the scene leading up to him stringing the bow was pretty cool. I loved the sound design, especially when he would strike the bow every time. Like that little sound motif, I thought was really cool. But
I
then
mean,
like
it's
then he
probably the best action he's done.
yeah,
Nolan.
but then
I've never loved Christopher Nolan's action though.
then he just kind of turns into John Wick, and then he's just fighting everybody, and then
And Robert Pattinson. I mean, I get he's like supposed to be a pathetic character, but he doesn't really do anything in the last act.
yeah, and then his delivery at that point got really weird. The way he was, oh, pick up the weapons, get the weapons. It was very like what's going on now?
I like how he said beggars.
Because
He was
he was
like
all
a slur.
he was charismatic and intense and like very interesting leading up to that, and then that kind of all fell apart. Like I feel like the character just like I feel like the way it was portrayed, because these are obviously existing characters, but like the way it was done just felt so disjointed. Because it feels like the story justified a much longer movie, a much longer like more movies, but the movie itself should have been shorter. And it's just I'm watching that, and I'm thinking all these things, and I'm like, man, as like visually this is striking, and I love a lot of what this is doing, but I just don't actually love it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't love it either. I mean, it was a great theater experience. I'm sure I'll watch it again, but I'm definitely not like
For sure.
seeing it in the theater again.
No, like yeah, and it's worth the 3 hours, but it's a commitment, and I feel like
I'm very curious what he'll do next.
yeah,
Um,
like I'm looking at it from a standpoint of this. If this was just a movie that was just released, and it doesn't have like this big historical ties to this big story, if it's just like Christopher Nolan was just a lesser known director, then how would people love it as much? Maybe they would. But for me, it's like I will sing its praises. But the overall thing is like it's just, and yeah, this was his like blank check movie. This was his like blank check. Go do whatever you want. Because you fully succeeded with Oppenheimer, and he has the pedigree. Like he has a great filmography. I mean, The Dark Knight, Memento, Oppenheimer, three are like my favorite movies. He has a bunch of other great stuff in between. Um, but like, what is he gonna do
you remember
next?
Dunkirk?
Yeah, I like Dunkirk.
Yeah,
I like
I
that
never
movie.
saw it. I
Yeah.
remember, yeah, it was kind of a bit of a more divisive one. Because it
Yeah,
didn't really have like a main character. Was I
yeah,
think the thing with that one.
yeah. Which
Didn't really have like a
is
plot
definitely
necessarily.
is definitely odd, but I really like that movie. I think he was I think he was being more ambitious with that, and I enjoy what he did with that one. Um,
Yeah, that was like 2017, wasn't it?
yeah,
Jesus.
that's probably in my top five, Nolan. I would
I really
say
liked Interstellar. I'm a big fan of Interstellar.
Interstellar's good. I know a lot of people love that one. The Prestige is
Obviously,
like
Dark Knight. You know,
The Dark Knight is obviously amazing. Obviously,
I've
a
always liked
masterpiece.
Batman Begins. Is like it's a really good like origin story,
I think so too.
like comic book.
Yeah,
It's not great.
yeah,
But,
yeah. I think so too. I like Batman
um,
Begins. It's
and I
no
don't like
masterpiece.
hate Dark Knight Rises. It's a good experience. I'm sure it would have been great to see in IMAX.
Yeah.
And I like Anne Hathaway in that one, but that's for other
Yep.
reasons.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's valid.
But
um, and like, I mean,
I
yeah. Have you
wonder
ever seen
what Tom Holland's
Following?
gonna do next.
Yeah, I mean, what is Tom Holland gonna do?
Spider-Man.
Probably keep doing Spider-Man.
It
He should
seems
probably stick to that.
because he did like
Remember
he did a
Uncharted?
couple Apple TV shows, and he did like Cherry, which was with the Russo brothers, because the Russo brothers have also had a terrible career.
Oh
But they had to
God.
go back to Marvel.
Yeah.
Seems the only thing they can do with Marvel movies. So they did the Electric State
Oh, that was
and
so
Cherry,
bad.
and they did something else that was bad too that nobody liked.
The Electric State was
They did the one
awful.
movie with Chadwick Boseman right after he died, like 21 Bridges.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, guys, look, this is really serious, and it was bad.
Yeah, they
They can only make Marvel movies apparently.
I guess so.
So I mean, if Doomsday ends up being like an amazing movie, it's just like, why do they just keep only doing good movies when they're working at Disney?
I mean, if they got an eye for that specific thing, it might be the only key. I have no idea what Chris Nolan's gonna do next.
Yeah, he keeps saying he wants to do horror, but he never has the right idea for it. But then he doesn't really
I
say
mean,
anything about what he wants to do
he's
next.
done these back to back like huge, grandiose.
He did
movies,
say it'd be another 3 years at least, which I expected.
which makes sense.
He said I'm getting old, but it's like I think since like The Dark Knight, it's been 3 years, or since
Yeah,
The Dark
it's
Knight
it's,
Rises.
it's always like 3 years because he's very involved with every part of the process.
I remember
so it
like
makes
with
sense.
Interstellar, he like tried to learn like physics and like
Yeah.
very advanced. Like he actually tried to learn the concepts, and it's
Yeah.
like, dude, you can just make the movie.
He is a crazy filmmaker. I think it's divisive in general because I think a lot of the discussion around him, especially leading up to Oppenheimer, was either you could say that you love Christopher Nolan and then you're basic, or you could say that you hate Christopher Nolan and well you're just being a contrarian because he's one of the best modern directors. It's like okay, well I guess there's no winning. But then leading up to the Odyssey, now it's like, oh, he's the greatest director of our time, and is he the best director of the 21st century? He's probably the most important. He's the biggest draw. I mean, just him making a movie in general is going to draw a ton of money. It's going to draw big crowds.
Every film he does, it always starts off with film by Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any time he will leave a studio, you'll see 5 studios just begging for him to come be there.
And it's like, I mean, that's kind of the point that we're at. And I'm happy everybody's getting such a good experience out of the Odyssey. It has like a 4.4.
I'm happy to see theaters doing well because it's been a lot of big movies this year. I mean, not the movies that people thought would be big, but like there's been a lot of big hits this year.
Yeah, it has been. The theaters
obviously
have been cooking.
superhero movies
nice.
have completely fallen off a cliff, but I think we all kind of expected that.
I mean,
I think we all expected that post Endgame and especially post pandemic when they just made it such a big move to streaming services.
Yeah.
It made like it really lost the luster of seeing them in theaters.
Right.
So yeah, Disney's really struggling because they also had that Moana remake come out recently.
I'm not gonna see that.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna make. I think they said it's gonna be like a $250 million loss for them.
Good.
The movie costs
Good.
like.
I'm glad.
The movie costs up to like 300 million ish.
That's fucking ridiculous.
And it's just a worse version of the movie 10 years ago.
Like,
I don't even love Moana, and I'm offended by it.
That's I
like Moana. Fine.
I like Moana. It's okay, but like
Moana 2.
I just think it's ridiculous. I think remaking a movie 10 years later, it's just an ego
Well, they're
trip
making
for
a Tangled
The Rock
remake.
and yeah.
I think like McKenna Grace.
Yeah.
But that movie's just like a little over 10 years old. But Tangled's also an old story.
Tangled, that one is a little more understandable, but like even then, I still think it's egregious. It's not this Moana one's the most egregious to me, and I'm not gonna go see it. It's probably not worse than The Lion King or like I don't know. Lilo and Stitch was pretty bad. Snow White was really bad.
Because like it just looks really bad.
The Lion King was like the bottom, but also Pinocchio was awful too. That was awful, but none of them have been good since the Jungle Book. Dumbo, oh, I forgot about Dumbo. That was awful. They're all awful. Like that's my reaction. I hear them like, oh, that was awful. Like literally every single time. And everybody seems to agree with that. What'd you say?
Pete's Dragon.
Need the Bambi remake.
They'll probably will do that. I know everybody wants them to do like an Atlantis remake.
The Odyssey has a 4.4 average on Letterboxd. It took 6 days to reach 1 million members, which was the fastest. The previous fastest was 12 days by Barbie. It has over 600,000 5-star ratings.
Yeah, I don't think it's a 5-star at all.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't go that far. I think there are 10 out of 10 elements to it. And I will be in the major minority with my overall opinion, and I'm happy that people are getting a good experience out of it. I'm happy they like it, but I just couldn't. It's just not a movie that I loved, and I just couldn't excuse a lot of things about it. So I'm probably going with like a high 6 out of 10 for this one.
Yeah, I think I'd give it like a similar, like 6.5, maybe a 7. I honestly probably give it another rewatch.
Yeah,
maybe not at like 10 p.m.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, it was the only time we could see it, but
right.
And a lot of people did see it then.
Yeah. I might end up trying to see it again if I could see it in a premiere format. Um, we'll see. But yeah, it's been quite the summer for movies. We got Spider-Man coming out soon. That's the next
Yeah,
big
I'm
thing.
excited for that. If it's not good, that'll be bad.
That would be really unfortunate.
But I don't really know what else is coming out.
There's nothing
Really.
coming out this weekend, is there? Nothing big?
No.
No, I don't think so. Um, you should see The Invite because The Invite's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Weird. Podcast.
I mean, Dune looks good. It was cool to see the trailer in IMAX.
Yeah, that was cool. That was nice. That would be a good IMAX showing.
I wonder if Timothy Chalamet will finally get like an Oscar for that. Did he get an Oscar for Dune at all?
No. That's the whole thing. He still doesn't want an Oscar. I think he should have for Marty Supreme. I guess, yeah, we weren't even recording during that whole saga, but I loved Marty Supreme, and a lot of people got really mad at him for a lot of different things, which I think was a little ridiculous. And then he ended
He
up,
got shunned by the Oscars.
he ended up not winning it. And a lot of the discussion online was like people being like, "Well, good, Marty Supreme wasn't that good anyway, and Sinners deserved all the stuff." And it's like, I loved Sinners, but I loved Marty Supreme a lot more, and I do think that Timothy Chalamet deserved that more so than Michael B. Jordan. Though Michael B. Jordan did a good job. Sinners was a good movie.
Yeah, he did like portray two characters in that, didn't he?
Yeah, and like it was
And like
pretty
Haley
good.
Steinfeld was there.
She was, yeah. But that was a whole thing. I think that was like Marty Supreme. I can't remember if I think they won 0 of their 8 nominations, which
Jesus.
is like crazy because it was like my second or third favorite movie of last year. I think the only one I confidently say was better was One Battle After Another, but I think that was way better than every other movie last year. So
Yeah, that was a good one.
yeah,
Yeah, I quite like that one.
yeah, that was great. I loved that movie. That was incredible. That was easily my favorite last year. Paul Thomas Anderson is like, that's like I like Chris Nolan, but I much prefer like someone like Paul Thomas Anderson and his body of work.
Yeah,
Licorice Pizza was whatever.
I haven't really seen. I've seen like Fantastic Mr. Fox.
That's Wes Anderson.
Oh fuck, I got confused.
Too many Andersons. There's also Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yeah, he makes bad movies though.
Yeah, he makes really
He
bad
made, like
movies.
Alien vs Predator. I don't know, 7 Resident Evils with his wife.
Oh, Zach Krieger, Resident Evil this year.
I think that looks good.
I'm excited for that.
As a fan of the games,
Yeah.
I'm curious how it will, because he said it'll connect to the games, but it's not like a remake of anything.
Didn't it come out that he's like not like a big fan of the games?
No, he is.
He is. Okay.
He said he didn't want to make a remake of one of the games because he felt like that'd just be like a call for comparison.
Okay.
So
Well,
I think
I definitely trust
I think
him.
he said it's supposed to take place around the time of Resident Evil 2,
Yeah.
like the game.
Well, after
Or at
Weapons,
least that kind of feel.
after Weapons, I definitely trust him because Weapons was really.
If it is bad though, they should just never try Resident Evil again. So
Yeah, absolutely.
because they also did that Netflix, and not Netflix. There was that one that came out like I remember it was like 5 or 6 years ago.
The Welcome to Raccoon City.
Which that one wasn't terrible, but it was like weird because it was just like the first 2 games in one, and it's like that doesn't make sense. So
I
it's
just
like an
feel
hour and a half long.
I feel like Resident Evil as a film franchise has been like such a not like a disaster, but it's just such a bad body of work there. Like it's just kind of ridiculous.
There was even that Netflix show that like was also bad. I heard they did like a live action Resident Evil show on Netflix, and it was like apparently like abysmal ratings, like less than 10% from critics.
Yikes. Ugh.
Like Dragon Ball is super bad, or whatever that live action Dragon Ball movie was.
Ugh. But I'm excited for that. That's in September. So
Definitely a weird time for it a little bit.
Yeah,
I think you do like October.
Yeah.
Is there any good like horror movies coming out in October?
I haven't heard of anything. Ice Cream Man's coming out soon.
That did play. Yeah, that was something. I never really can get a feel on how I feel about Eli Roth as a person.
I'm generally not.
I remember before the version of the Meg that came out, Eli Roth was originally attached to that, and I'm always curious on what a giant shark Eli Roth movie would have been.
I don't even think I want to know.
Probably would have been obscene.
The only confirmed major horror movie for October is Clayface.
Yeah, I mean, I'll see it.
Which I'm excited for. I will definitely be there. But after the whole Supergirl debacle, I don't know. I'm a little scared for the DCU. I was kind of excited for it. Not like I know most people are over the whole shared universe thing anyway. Like either you are or you aren't, but I know like a good portion of people are. But like I love DC Comics, so I was kind of excited to see a shared universe, just potentially, and especially maybe see a good one in my adulthood since I got to grow up with a pretty solid one with the MCU. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with that.
I mean, they finally started filming Batman too.
Yeah, it got delayed again, but they started filming it, and they gave
It's
us a
gonna happen.
teaser just to delay it again. It's not good. It's gonna be 6 years after the first one. Did we cover the first one on the pod?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be 6
Yeah,
years
I
later.
remember when I walked out of it was when I heard Allie got arrested.
Oh yeah,
The
that's
Trinity
right.
called me.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Florida. Yeah, that was like my first few months there.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's brutal.
I like my second semester there, but yeah. Yeah, I remember because I was like, damn, that's sad, but I just saw like a really good.
Like I just saw the Batman, so
I was like,
since I got Letterboxd, it's one of my most watched movies on there. It's like 6 times, something like
it's a really rewatchable 3-hour movie.
that. It is.
Makes me wish Matt Reeves would make movies more.
Yeah, seriously, or maybe be a little fucking faster. Whatever it is.
The Penguin was also great. That was a great
Well, and it's
show.
also like apparently hanging up the DCU because like I guess they didn't want to like have two Batman things going at the same time.
Oh, yeah, because it'll confuse the idiots. Say, don't like Obsession, wear AI shirts in movie theater hallways, and yell about
Yeah,
how bad Backrooms was.
we should get that guy on the podcast with us next episode.
He's our
the guest
third hack
star.
guy.
Yeah.
That one I say, he's like, would you let Christopher Nolan suck you off? What if he really wanted to?
But it's what he really wants to. It's all he wants.
Maybe the next movie he'll make like a really well-directed porno. That's Christopher Nolan's next work.
How do you do non-linear storytelling there? Like start with the cum shot?
Obviously.
But then like, how did we get here?
That's the whole plot.
And then
of
it's like, I
Inception.
feel like I've ruined the world. With
I completely forgot about Inception. I haven't rewatched that in years. That was a good one, too.
Inception's good too.
He hasn't worked with Leonardo in a while.
No, he hasn't.
And he was really good in that.
Leo, I feel like is on a quest to work with all of the great directors.
And date as many 20-year-olds as possible.
Yeah, I think he'll probably do like a 26-year-old now.
Damn. So we're almost there.
Don't remind me. That is true. Wow. But yeah, Evil Dead Burn, The Odyssey, stacked month. Anything else to
Not
say?
quite a good double feature.
Not really.
Be long.
Anything would be long paired with The Odyssey. When we do Doomsday, that's gonna be like 7 hours in the theater.
A lot of people are gonna do that though.
Yeah,
Buy both popcorn buckets.
that's just like
How are they gonna
$70.
beat that Dune one? That's where the whole popcorn bucket thing started. Was Dune?
Yeah,
the warm bucket.
And none of them have been as good since.
Yeah.
I'd only want a popcorn I would have gotten an Obsession popcorn bucket. That totally would have. One Wish Willow bucket. I don't know. That's stupid. There's nothing you can do with that.
Don't you have one?
A One Wish Willow?
Yeah.
Still hasn't shown up. It is on the way though.
Yeah.
It is on the way. I have my One Wish Willow shirt. I really liked that movie. I know a lot of people.
That was really good.
It became a grass is green take very quickly, but
Yeah, it's kind of everywhere now, so it's gonna get to a point where people are gonna just hate it because of how much it's everywhere. I do wonder because they keep saying they're gonna do like a sequel or something or some sort of expansion of it. So
yeah, I mean Curry Barker has
hopefully
talked
that's
about
good
because his idea is to do more like an anthology style thing where like people doing different wishes, and I think that's a cool idea. He is like literally booked up for the next 3 years though because he's got his next movie coming out and he signed on for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then some other studio just signed on to give him like a $50 million.
Yeah, both him and the Backrooms guy got like multiple deals by multiple studios.
Yeah,
to try to get them.
Which I mean, good for them. I'm glad they're living my dream, so good for them.
I mean, to be fair, Curry Barker's like 26, so.
True, which is not far off from what.
Yeah, so just get started now. The backroom situation's very.
Kane Parsons is 20.
There.
He's 21 now.
Yeah, then I don't think that ever happens.
That's insane.
And I think his dad was higher up in like some sort of creative studio.
I mean, whatever it is. I mean, he's obviously talented.
Yeah, no, he is very talented because he had the whole YouTube series beforehand.
Right. Yeah.
That even started this because the Backrooms is a weird thing too because it's not really like technically owned by anyone.
No, yeah, I was watching.
Because even he says he doesn't.
I was listening to some people talk about that because like it's an IP or it's like a creepypasta or whatever. It's not actually owned by. It's owned by.
That's why it's weird all these studios are doing
people
creepypasta movies now.
Yeah. Siren Head.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a whole legal thing in the future.
They tried Slenderman like 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's Sony. Does everything bad.
Sony does suck. Yeah. We should go rewatch Madam Web.
I never finished it. I tried to watch it once when I was like obscenely drunk and I had to turn it off.
I've seen it like 5 times.
Why? Is it that funny? You really like Pepsi?
No, I mean, like, you're playing poker, put on Madam Web.
Does that help you in poker?
No, I don't know, man.
Maybe try put on, maybe
I'm a
try put on
deeply
Craven.
disturbed
Try put
individual.
on Craven
Okay,
next time.
not Craven. It's not as fun
Why don't you have that steelbook?
because I'm not an idiot.
You have four stick.
Okay, calm down. All right.
That was a gift though.
That
It's
was
a terrible.
that was a gift. Honestly, it's a good gift because it's funny now.
Yeah.
And I
Did
have
you, did you
Madam
know how
Web.
bad it was though when he bought it for you?
No,
Really? That was like
No.
so badly.
but the Thing's one of my favorite comic book characters, so that's why.
Well, he'll be in the next Doomsday.
Sure will.
Will he interact with Doom?
He was going to shake hands with that one guy.
M'Baku?
I already forgot. That trailer was oh my gosh.
Namor?
That's gonna be. Alright, well, you got anything else?
How long's it been going?
About an hour 15.
Yeah, man, I don't really have anything else.
Alright. Yeah, I think we can call it the return of AmityCast. Crazy. See you next time. Hopefully it won't be 2 years.